and we went back in time there again. So after the game, I was speaking to people, and a few people messaged me. Anto, another one of the Nail Park Stalwarts from the bus, he said, that's up there with 98. I'd said it to the lads after the game. That's the best since 98. Um, you text me, that's the best since 1979. You've also said that today, well, maybe 1986. So, firstly, take us all back to 1979.
Well, obviously, we needed. It was our final game of the season. We needed to win. Rangers was their third last game of the season. They still had to play Partick Thistle and Hibs. I'm sure it was. I'm sure that was who they had to play, as well as us. We needed the win. We went a goal down. We went down to 10 men, and
Johnny
obviously,
Doyle?
yeah, Johnny Doyle got sent off. So came back to win it. We're leading 3-2, getting into the final minute, and Murdo McLeod famously says he just tried to kick the ball into the Celtic end and scored for 25 yards to make it 4-2. So that was a bit. I took us back to that one because we were up against the actual team that we could, the only other team that could win it, basically. So it was us or Rangers for the title. I've no doubt if Rangers had beat us, they would have won the league. Aye. So that was why I think I compared it to Saturday, because that's the only one I can really remember where we were up against the actual other title challengers. I mean, so aye. So I mean, they're all unique in their own way. Obviously, the 86 one speaks for itself. Everybody knows about that. The 79 one wasn't televised, so I think most of the generations. I wasn't at the game that night. I was going to the football back then, but I wasn't at the game that night. But I remember listening to it on the radio, and I remember one of my close neighbours coming along the street singing after the game. No, 10 men won the league. He was singing, so it always sticks in my brain. No, and I remember going out of my room one day, and at that time he had scarves on his wrists and stuff, and one on his neck, and he was delirious almost. So that was that sticks for me, that one. But 86 one speaks for itself. 98 was a different scenario. I mean, we were ahead early in that game and stuff as well. So yeah, it was just about seeing it out, and then obviously Harold Bradback comes up trumps in the second half. But it didn't ever really look as if we were in. As if we were in. I mean, there was a George Boyle had a chance, but that was it. But I mean, we always looked as if we were going to. It was just a tense nervousness about that whole day and a relief almost. But Saturday there was just phenomenal. No, just the way we won it. No, it's just it reminded me a bit more of the cup final in '88 when the centenary year when we won the double. It was a bit more like that. It was the lateness of the goals and stuff, and the overriding belief that we were going to do it. The whole fairy tale thing. You know what I mean? I mean that was when Billy McNeil famously said, "There's a fairy tale about this club." No, that was his test. Was on the park after that famous victory over Dundee United with the late goals. No, that's a game worth watching again. After the last 15 minutes or so, anyway, Kevin Gallagher scored a screamer in that game. We put the aim ahead and we came from behind, and again we came from behind this Saturday. So, and you're right, there is a fairy tale about this club. Um, Aye.
So
So it's going to be a long summer, right enough, till we see what's going on, and it might just revert back to type again. But we don't get the signings in the door. We're struggling for a manager. We get booted out of the Champions League at the playoff stage. So hopefully that's all behind us now, and we're moving forward positively. You know. So,
like you've gone so far back, and then you finish with going forward.